Hey everyone, I have the Hot Wings easy to fly drone here in training course. Pretty cool little drone geared towards beginner pilots. So let's take it out of the box and see what it has inside.
Alright, so right out of the box we have
Here are the instructions, and we'll go through these in just a little bit. Here's the little drone. It's got blue here on the front, orange in the back. Little battery. It's a small 3.7 volt battery, and it's a 150 milliamp hour battery for those that are wondering. That's the connector right there. These are brushed motors, so they're little brushed motors. And I had opened the pack. I had opened it earlier to charge the battery, make sure it was ready for the first flight. It's got a little screwdriver. It's got the charging cable, very easy to charge. When you plug this into the wall, it'll light up red, and when you plug in the battery, the red light will disappear. Once the battery is charged, it'll light up red again. So that's how this one works. All you do is plug it in here and then plug this into the wall, or an adapter, a USB adapter for the wall. Here's the remote. It's just a little tiny remote. Has this little top buttons here, left stick, right stick. It's got some trim buttons, and we're gonna see what all each button does.
This is there's a little screw back here for the back. Let's see how many batteries it requires and what kind. Okay.
So it requires 2 AA batteries, so we'll put those in there before we fly it. I normally don't put this screw back in there. I think it's a little bit unnecessary. Some of them have it, some of them don't. This one does, but as you can see, the lid's not going to come off if you leave it off. It's not going to cause any problems, so I'm going to leave it off. Also comes with some replacement propellers. Comes with a full set of replacement propellers. Has the 2 blue, 2 orange. They are not interchangeable. You have to make sure that you put the right propeller. There should be 2. Let's see what says these say. Yeah, so these are labeled 1 and 2. So there should be like a 1. Let's see. Yeah, so this is labeled 1. And this is labeled 2, and the reason that matters is because with little quadcopters like this, some of the motors are going to go counterclockwise, and then some of the motors are going to go clockwise. So you don't want to mistakenly put a propeller that goes on a counterclockwise motor on a clockwise motor, and the other way around. You don't want to interchange them. So when you're replacing your props, it's important that you make sure that you put the correct propeller on the correct motor. I looked for a number, which would be what would make sense to me, was that they put a number on the actual little motor to match the number of the propeller. They don't do that. So for this particular one, what they want you to do is to go in the directions here, and it shows you where to place the propeller. So like for this, so they're looking at it like this. So this number 1 propeller is this one here, number 2 propeller here, 2 orange back here, 1 orange back here. So I didn't mean to get confusing or anything, but that is important, especially if you have a propeller come off. When you go to put in a replacement propeller, you have to make sure that, if I go to put this propeller down here, it has to be a 1 propeller, and if this says 2 at the bottom, your quadcopter is not going to fly correctly. So it's got like this little Hot Wings. I'm guessing this is the setup for for the little track it comes with. Kind of cool. It's just kind of a little bit stronger than styrofoam. It's a type of foam. It has 4 of these. It comes with a little landing pad, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's different. Then it comes with these rings. So the little rings you can, and so I'm gonna look at the directions now and see exactly how you position the rings, and get them set up, and we'll take it for a flight. So it took me about 2 minutes to set all this up. It's very easy setup. So what it is I want to first talk about the instructions, because this will save you a lot of time, and it's super easy to use. Okay, so normally what I like about good instructions is they have good diagrams, and this one does. It has really easy to understand, you know, how to connect the battery, how to charge your battery, just how to assemble the gates, which really all you do is just you take both the little sides of the gates. They just come apart, and then you stick these little the foam pieces on each side, and then you put it back together, and then you just kind of arrange it however you like. It's not hard at all. Pretty easy. Then you have, you know, your batteries for the remote. I already put my 2 AA batteries on the remote, and then you know, I set up my quad right there. It's on the little landing pad, and it starts going over directions of how to fly. So it also shows you how to fly. This is a good diagram. It shows you what each button does. So left stick is a throttle, up and down and yaw, which is fairly standard. Forward and back which is pitch and roll. Here with your right stick, your flip button, speed button. So very easy to understand. Now put the battery in here. All right, and let me get this right. Go ahead and connect it right there, like that. Okay, and this just kind of sits right there. See, light starts blinking. See it? I'm gonna turn the remote on and just go up and down, and it's bound. Okay, so all I did was go up and down here with my left stick, and you can see the propellers are starting to move, and the little thing's starting to go. All right, let me just take it up. I'm gonna take it up and get comfortable with it first, and then try some of the maneuvering. Ooh. So this will definitely make you a better pilot. If you can start practicing going through the little hoops and stuff, it will definitely make you a better pilot. So the slow speed is actually pretty decent. I'm gonna just let it yaw here for you guys. That's the yaw, and it's a pretty good, decent yaw. Let it yaw again. Bring it back. If you have the problem one thing I don't like so far, just from flying it a little bit, is the size of the remote. It makes it a little bit difficult. It's probably good for a child though, if to get used to. All right, I'm still on a little slow speed. Let me fly. Whoa, too aggressive. Kind of difficult to fly a little bit in this space, but it's definitely a good flyer. Definitely a good flyer. Woo, woo, woo. Not bad. Let me go to the second rate. That's a fast rate. You can see it's still not very fast on the yaw, but not bad at all. There's a hover. Too aggressive. There's a hover right there. Let me try a flip. I don't know if y'all can notice this. I'm noticing it because I'm flying it, but they can do, this little quadcopters can do it sometimes, and it's, you're hovering and it just starts kind of going towards one side or going towards the other side. So normally my first thing I do to troubleshoot that is I turn it off and I rebind it. So I turn it back on, make sure it's on a leveled surface, because that can sometimes affect the little quad. So rebind. Okay. Make sure it's there in the level surface and do your binding again. And a lot of times it won't do it anymore. Another thing you can do is you have trimming buttons here, and you can trim. So mine keeps trying to go that way, so I'm just going to trim it a little bit to go that way, right? Let me see. Yeah, so it's not doing it anymore. It's just kind of hovering, maybe a tiny bit, but not like it was. Alright, so let me do another flip here. So that's a flip forward. Let me do a flip sideways. That's a flip sideways. You can get quick. You can get quick with it. So I think the upsides are, you know, flying it inside, it flies well. It's you can 2 speeds. You can do flips. Downsides are probably for me right now. The size of the remote is a little bit small. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the little the propeller guards work well. Didn't have any propellers come off. Little motors are working well. The LED lights are working well. So overall, pretty cool little quad, guys. I'll leave the link to this little quadcopter in the description. If you let me know how you guys like it, if you have one, what do you think about it? And again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.